Hi, and welcome to Everyday Life, where a city girl met a country boy and is managing to live a country life. And one of the ways that I'm managing to live a country life is using a green stalk. I just love this. And today I'm out here ready to harvest some basil because it's just that time. I like to harvest it several times a year, and I get it and harvest it, I dry it, and we're going to also make basil vinegar. So let's get started. After I wash them, I love to lay them out on paper towels so that the paper towels will absorb some of the water. And I'm going to let them dry some before I put them in the dehydrator. We're also going to make basil vinegar, and I won't have to wait for that to dry. I don't really have to wait for this to dry to go in the dehydrator. However, I'm just going to let it sit on the counter for maybe 10 or 15 minutes just to get some of that extra moisture. For the recipe, we need 1 cup of basil leaves, and we have to crush those leaves. So I have this little muddler that's going to allow me to bruise and crush these leaves. So that's what I'm going to do first. And the smell of this, if you could smell it, you would just love it if you love basil. There is nothing like fresh basil. And this is going to take a few minutes. But fresh basil is wonderful in pastas. And if you're wondering, well, what can I do with this basil vinegar? You can put it in salads. You can put it on vegetables. So, just try it for the fun of it for the first time. Why not? You can see if you like it or if you don't. All right, so we've got these pretty bruised and crushed, and I might just tear some of these too, just to really release that flavor in there. All right, on to the next step. You've taken a quart-sized mason jar. You probably only need a pint size, but I just had a quart size, and we're going to put the basil down inside the jar. Next, we want 2 cups of white vinegar. You can use white vinegar or white wine vinegar. So we have 2 cups of vinegar. We're going to put our white wine vinegar into a pot on the stove for until it starts to simmer. Once you see the hot liquid the vinegar start to steam, we're going to put it in our mason jar. Before I put the lid on it, I'm just going to give it a good stir, just to mix all that up. And then I'm going to put the top on it, and we will put it in a cool space to start our vinegar. Next, we're going to put our basil leaves down onto our dehydrator tray. And I don't space them out very far. I just try to get as many leaves as possible on one. I like to take my basils off the stem, and then this, I feel I get to look at each leaf and determine the quality of them. I will place this tray into the dehydrator and continue to fill up more trays. Whoops, I lost one. This harvest, because I used a cup for basil vinegar, I only got 2 trays, but that's all right, more to add. We want to put it at 95, and then we're going to actually dry it for 14 hours. Yeah, 14 hours. And I'll start that. And the reason we want to dry it for a long time in there is because we need to make sure it's thoroughly dry, because I washed it. And if I need more time on it, I can add more time. Our vinegar and basil mixture has sat for 24 hours. Now we need to strain it. I'm going to use a measuring cup and a colander to strain this, because the basil leaves are large. And once we strain it, you will put it in a sterilized mason jar or a sterilized decorative bottle. And this will allow you to store it in a cool place for a few weeks to enjoy your basil vinegar. So that is how easy and quick it is to make basil vinegar. And if you want to strain it one more time, you can. And you can use a smaller strainer. So I will probably use this strainer here to strain it one more time to get the little bits. I'm going to use my fat separator just as another strainer, because it has a spout that will make it easy to pour this. So I'm going to go through one more time and strain this to get out the little bits. You can also use a cheesecloth, or you can use a mesh bag. And there it comes out crystal clear and ready to be used. I hope you enjoy this, and if you do, give it a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. I hope this gave you inspiration to make some basil vinegar, dehydrate basil, or just add basil to your meal. And I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day. See you next time.